London has no shortage of pubs, but some are more than just places for a pint. They're time capsules filled with centuries of stories. I'm Nicola, and today I'm taking you to 5 fascinating London pubs you should visit at least once. Number 1. Ye Olde Cheshire Cheese. The entrance is so worn that the step has been replaced with a metal grid. Now that's dedication to having a pint. If these walls could talk, they'd probably quote literature at you. The Olde Cheshire Cheese sits just off Fleet Street and dates back to 1667. It was rebuilt shortly after the Great Fire of London. It's dark, cosy and gloriously unchanged, with low ceilings and a maze of rooms that feel more like a medieval tavern than central London. Over the years, it's welcomed some of Britain's most famous writers, including Charles Dickens, Mark Twain and Dr. Samuel Johnson.
There are so many rooms to explore within this pub, and each one is full of fascinating artefacts. In this one, you'll find the 7th edition of Samuel Johnson's dictionary. This chair is reputed to have been the property of Dr. Samuel Johnson.
Johnson, who famously wrote the first English dictionary, lived just around the corner. Outside, you'll find a statue of his beloved cat, Hodge. And if you're wondering why London seems to have so many cats hiding in plain sight, join me on a day out around London when we try to find all of the cat statues in the city. But for now, back to the beer.
This is where Dr. Samuel Johnson sat, and then a century later, this is where Charles Dickens sat. It's really narrow and dark.
Moving on. Number 2. The Princess Louise. The Princess Louise is famous for its original 19th century interiors, which have somehow survived almost completely intact.
Cheers from the Princess Louise.
Step inside and you'll see ornate tiles, carved wood, frosted glass and even the original snob screens designed to separate different social classes. The pub is named after Princess Louise, Duchess of Argyll, the 6th child of Queen Victoria and Prince Albert. She lived nearby at Kensington Palace, and during the late Victorian period, it was very common and fashionable to name pubs after members of the royal family. Like the Olde Cheshire Cheese, this is a Samuel Smith pub, one of the oldest breweries in England. They brew and distill their own beer, cider and spirits using traditional methods, including yeast strains passed down for generations. One of the most unusual surviving features is the original Victorian toilets, a rare glimpse into how even the most everyday parts of pub life were once carefully designed and built to last. They served some tasty pub classics, including pie and mash. Moving on. Number 3. The City of Yorke. Despite the name, this one is firmly London.
Cheers from the City of Yorke.
The City of Yorke is known for its long wooden bar, high ceilings and giant beer vats, giving it the feel of a medieval hall rather than a pub. While the current building dates to the 1920s, pubs have existed on this site for centuries. We visited in February and loved the roaring fire. It's another Samuel Smith's pub, serving traditional pub fare, and Carl very much enjoyed a sausage sandwich. Moving on. Number 4. The George. This one is genuinely special. The George is the last remaining galleried coaching inn in London, and it's easy to imagine horses pulling in, travellers arriving, and stories being swapped over tankards. It dates back to the 17th century and was also frequented by Charles Dickens, who mentioned it in Little Dorrit.
Cheers from the George.
Despite being just 10 minutes from London Bridge, it feels quietly tucked away, a brilliant example of a kind of London that's mostly disappeared.
Oh, tap out, tap out.
Number 5. The Lamb Tavern. Finally, we're enjoying a pint in the Lamb Tavern, tucked inside the beautiful Victorian setting of Leadenhall Market. The market's ornate roof and cobbled walkways make it one of the most photogenic pub locations in London.
Cheers from the Lamb.
Moving on. Might have to speed that up. Moving on. It's really narrow. So, if you're looking for an alternative day out in London, why not explore some of its most fascinating pubs? Next time, we're heading to Soho to explore some of its best pubs. Make sure you subscribe and turn on the bell notification if you'd like to know when that episode goes live. Cheers, and until next time, happy exploring!